It's said that Sugar Loaf came into being as a business center to supply the local area pioneer farmers with the services they need, like cobblers and blacksmith and
Wheel makers, soap makers.
in the mid 20th century went into decline because didn't need those services. And then the 70s, being a backwater and the real estate being so inexpensive here, it allowed new craftsmen who were more artisans to come in and establish their businesses.
Well, we also have to remember that the 1960s saw the rebirth of the arts and crafts movement in America. People wanted antiques again. There was great demand for antiques. A lot of antique stores opened up. People wanted old barn beams and so forth because the smaller farmers were going out of business. Barns are being demolished or falling into decay. And then, as we mentioned earlier, Walter Cannon came along and said, oh, those beams, maybe people will put them in their modern kitchens and living rooms and so forth. And something that my parents' generation would say, what? We want to cover all those hand-hewn beams up.
We're talking about what's the future for the hamlet of Sugar Loaf. There's a lot of risks. Probably paramount among them is the value of real estate. And if you look up and down the street, a resident from 100 or 150 years ago would recognize this community. The streetscape hasn't changed that much in spite of the veneer of modern life.
The challenge today, I think, is online shopping. That you can buy things right off your computer. You don't have to get in the car and travel miles to a little shop, and and people don't have the time to do that now. There's so many organized sports for kids that they keep you in your hometown, so I think many of the businesses here that have survived and are still doing well, and some are those who were able to meet that technology, and many are not staying. I mean, we had by 1990 we had over 66 businesses, but some have endured. There's some people like Peter Lended, for example, have been here for over half a century. And Nick Zangoli, the photographer, and his exposures galleries, some have prospered throughout and have done very, very well and are still with us.
With our population in Orange County blooming, these businesses have a great opportunity. The Sugar Loaf Performing Arts Center attracts a lot of the arts, and people are rediscovering this little hamlet that, it's not just another stop on the expressways. So with the county now turning over the section of Kings Highway through the hamlet to the town, hopefully we can make this let it have another rebirth as a community.
And another positive thing is that the county now is in the process of acquiring the Sugar Loaf Mountain Complex. And the county has acquired a corridor from the Sugar Loaf Hamlet over to the mountain complex. So people can make it a day here. They can come in, hike, come down here because they're hungry, have something to eat, and then see a show in the Performing Arts Center. They can make it. So we want this to return to the position where it's a destination and it's unique. And it's like going back into time. You drive through Sugar Loaf and you almost feel like you're going back to 120 years. That's why we had to continue to make it rustic. We can't put in modern concrete walkways and bright lights and so forth. We have to continue to make this a unique place to visit. And we also have to remember that there is a growing interest in land preservation and protection. So Sugar Loaf is now surrounded by protected land, thousands of acres. Most recently, the Sugar Loaf Mountain Complex. But we have Goose Pound Mountain State Park, and we have Sterling Forest, now and Glenmere as well, County Park over around Glenmere Lake, all within minutes of the hamlet of Sugar Loaf. We are a little hamlet surrounded by beautiful woodland and still a few farms. My family still has a farm, and that was laid out in 1700. And we're growing apple trees and producing applejack using the same formulas that were used before the American Revolution.
Thanks for allowing us to share a little bit of Sugarloaf's history and community with you. I'm Cliff Patrick, Town of Chester historian, and
I'm Richard Hull. I'm the town historian of Warwick, and this is part of Warwick at one time. And I welcome you, and I hope you come up and visit us. We can guarantee that you would have a fascinating time here.